What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Second Avenue Podcast. I'm your host, Jonathan Linares.
I'm your other host, Elijah Venencia. Let's kick it off. Merry Christmas to everybody. This is releasing on Christmas morning, hopefully. Um, you got in the notes here. Let's kick it off. What are some of your favorite Christmas memories growing up?
Man, yeah, Merry Christmas to everybody watching. This is our little Christmas gift to you guys. We're gonna get you guys right with some Christmas songs. But yeah, let's talk about these movies to kick it off. Man, growing up, I mean, there's some classics you got to talk about. You got to talk about Elf. Can't go wrong with Elf, right? A random one I want to give a shout out to is Unaccompanied Minors. You remember that movie?
No, I've never seen it.
Oh my God. Okay, that's like a childhood era movie for us, I feel like. That again could go to the little age gap we got. But it's like these kids that are traveling for the holidays and they get stuck at the airport by themselves.
Uh-huh.
And like there's a bunch of other kids and they get to the hotel, but these are like the bad kids. So then they're just trying to find a way to the hotel because this one kid's sister's there. It's a good movie. It's
Uh-huh.
it's a nice little Christmas. Uh, these kids find their little family to spend the holidays with, and it's a good movie.
Yeah. So I mean, Christmas movies. I just talked about it. I mean, Home Alone's obviously a classic. That might be my favorite. But like a sneaky one, this is like when I was as a kid, I had Home Alone 3 on we never really had cable too much. Like we'd have it every like other year or so. So like there were just some nights or sometimes where I would just put the same DVD in every night for months at a time. And Home Alone 3 was one of those movies. So I'm definitely rocking with that one more than the others. Obviously, they're all classics though. Anything past three, they're not really classic, but
How many are there?
there's like five, I guess. So yeah, but I mean, when I think of Home Alone, I do think of Home Alone 3. Another one. This was when I was like more middle school, high school age, almost Four Christmases. Vince Vaughn. I think
Oh
it's Reese
yeah.
Witherspoon in there as well.
Yeah.
That one was on every night for probably a year. No joke there. And then we had like a Simpsons like Christmas episodes one. Yeah,
Ooh.
so that was
I
also
had
fire.
that.
Yeah,
I had
so
that one too. Shout out to our cousin Anthony. We had like a cousin gift exchange one year, and he had me and he got me that Simpsons DVD collection. I was probably only like 10 or something, but
yeah.
I was watching that like crazy. It had like four episodes on it. Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
I could tell
I
you
could
everything about those
yeah,
four episodes.
yeah, getting a tree in one of them, locked in the school, snowed into the school. Is that the same
Yep,
one?
they get Santa's little helper. It's a classic. But yeah, going back to your favorite movies, man, I got a confession to make. We know I'm bad about not seeing movies, but I haven't seen any of the Home Alone movies.
That's a felony. That's a
I
felony in my
know,
eyes.
I
Uh,
know. Maybe tonight.
yeah, obviously the ones with Macaulay Culkin are elite. And then I mean three. I saw a Twitter post about three the other day. Somebody was saying this slept on, so and there were some people in the comments.
You
So
felt that?
yeah, yeah. So shout out Home Alone 3.
Okay, I'm gonna have to give it a watch. I don't know if it's on streaming or what,
Disney
but
Plus. They're all on Disney Plus. So
Disney Plus, I don't have it, so send me that
uh
password and
yeah, well, okay, I got you. It's not my Disney Plus, but shout out Anthony. Anthony gets my HBO Max, then
okay.
I get his sister's Disney Plus. So
Fire. Sharing is caring. It's the holiday season. It's only right. I'll delete it after I watch this movie, but
she
I
also gets
gotta.
my HBO Max. So
Okay,
I
that's
pretty
fair.
much run the fucking account. So
Yeah, that's just fair. Before we get into the Christmas songs draft, let's talk about some favorite Christmas memories. It's only right. It's that time of year. Do you have any Christmas memories that stand out as like favorites for you growing up?
so I mean, Christmas is just always a good vibe. The Second Avenue house, that was always a great time there. There's an elite video. We'll have to get on the Instagram of maybe some Merry Christmas posts. It's me sitting on the couch playing. Probably the first year I got my DS. I was playing Lego
Hmm.
Star Wars. Had the John Cena shirt on. And yeah,
Elite.
just the vibes were immaculate there. I remember another year for Christmas, I got corn drinker sweatpants. If you're from Hope City, corn drinker sweatpants were, oh
Oh,
man, you were, yeah. I mean, those are the ones for real.
people were wearing those three times a week, and then you'd be like, "You wore those already this week." And they're like, "Oh, I got multiple pairs," which could be true, or they could just be capping and
Mhm.
they were wearing them so much. But yeah, those were a crazy piece to have when I was in like
And
sixth grade, I would say.
yeah, there was like a second version. It had to be the version with corn drinkers, like all down the leg. There's one where it's a little bit smaller.
No, I need that all
Yeah,
over print
yeah,
corn
yeah.
trigger. That was the one, those gray sweatpants. Oh, crazy. I definitely was rocking those back in the day. That was like a fit to pull up the basketball practice with the corn drinker sweatpants on. Oh,
Sheesh.
you're
I
on
mean,
demon time that day.
just corn drinker apparel in general, the Fear of the Ear era. That was like when I was like Maple. I remember when those first started coming out. Those were hard. The black one with, I think it had little
Oh
flames or a
yeah.
little red on there.
Oh yeah. The fear of the year was those shirts were elite, man.
If you know, you know.
I think the merch kind of fell off. I don't know. They need to get
Oh, for sure, for
some
sure,
new
it did.
designs. I'll never
Yeah.
forget. I had a corn drinker shirt packed in my bag to go to No Label Academy, and I didn't end up wearing it, but I was like, for our morning workout, I thought about wearing it
Mhm.
just because like that was like one of my workout shirts like I would wear at home. But then I was like, that's there's too many questions with the corn drinkers. Like when somebody notices that, it's gonna get
But
comments.
at we went to this wrestling camp in Iowa, and Dubuque, actually, shout out the boy Chalky,
Oh yeah,
his stomping grounds. And at the end of the camp, you'd find somebody to trade shirts with. So you go to wrestling practice back home with wherever. The corn drinker shirts were fucking though, like you had motherfuckers rushing up to you.
I
We had like
believe that.
we had like 10 people at the camp maybe, and we most popular shirt trade there. So
That's fire. I believe that. But yeah, one of my favorite Christmas memories is one year I asked for Santa's autograph for Christmas. I don't remember the context. I don't know if it was like, when I was sitting on Santa's lap, I was like, I want your autograph. Or when we left the cookies, I was like, sign here. Just, I needed proof. And Santa signed it. I was geeked that morning. I was on cloud nine. I was feeling good. So much so that I had to take it over to the second app house and be like, hey guys, look, like
yeah, put
I
it on the
got the big
fridge.
man's autograph here. Yeah, this is like a pristine auction. This is a 10 out of 10. It's gonna be big bucks one day. I got the big man's autograph. But sure enough, I was getting ready to leave to go back home at the afternoon, and it was nowhere to be found. And I was crushed. I fell to my knees. I was down horrendous. It must have got picked up with the wrapping paper and got thrown away. So
Mhm.
that was a tough scene for a 9-year-old me or 8-year-old me or however old I was.
Yeah, I can't remember when I stopped believing in Santa, but I was never too big into him. I feel I saw
What?
through it. I saw through it. I was knowing. So
He's not real.
yeah, sorry to any listeners under the age of I think about 8. You should probably give it up.
I know, especially in like the internet age, like I feel like it would just be so much faster to be ruined.
Yeah, and I mean, like, another point to it, like Santa brought me a PS5 for Christmas. Oh, Santa brought me a fucking whole cans. Like just like the
Hold on, time out. That is such a fire reference because shout out to my boy AJ. He's gonna get a chuckle out when he hears you say that. Just that's all I'm gonna say.
all right. But
Keep going.
yeah, I mean, just like I don't know, just like Santa shouldn't be. It should be more like your big gift should come from your parents, and Santa should bring you whole cans, not a fucking PS5, a TV, fucking $200 remote control car, because
Those
it's
elves are putting
yeah,
an OT cooking those things up, man.
uh-huh, yeah. So I mean, it's just for like the purpose of like other kids who are less fortunate, I guess. So
That's fair. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think the big thing for parents, then, if you get a couple small things, that could be from Santa. But yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, let's get into today's topic though. Sticking with the Christmas vibes, our gift to you. We got a Christmas playlist dropping, but we're gonna draft the songs that are gonna be on that playlist. So you're kind of gonna get to hear us make a playlist live for the first time. It's kind of gonna be like an aux battle type, but not at the
mhm.
same time because it's the draft, a little bit different, but it's gonna be fun either way. We'll post on Instagram so you guys can say who picked the better team of songs. I'm excited to get into it. How are we deciding who goes first?
I'm gonna go first. I'm the younger cousin. I'm low cuz, so I'm gonna go
Okay,
first
that's
with
fair.
the number one pick in the first annual Second Avenue Christmas song draft. We got "All I Want for Christmas Is You" by Mariah Carey.
Yeah, I
I mean,
mean,
nothing needs to be said about that. That's the Christmas song for me. Like the more mainstream Christmas song. I feel like maybe there's some better ones out there, but if I'm turning on 90 my car and 96.5 comes on, it's a Christmas song. I want to hear that.
I think that's fair. Obviously, it's a great song. It is the Christmas song. It had to go 1-1. There was not a world where it didn't. I personally was going to be conflicted because it's not my favorite Christmas song, but it's like when LeBron's available, you draft him at first overall. You know, you can't take Carmelo. I love Carmelo, but I can't take Carmelo with the first overall pick because I know what I have on my hands with that 1-1 pick. And All I Want for Christmas Is You is a classic. It's a staple. It's essential. You had to do it. So I love that pick. It puts me in a tough position here though, because if I went one, that was gonna be the clear one, and then my next pick would be kind of based off what you picked. So you put me in a tough position here. I really didn't think about what I was going to go with. I have one essential that I have to go with, and that with the second overall pick in the first annual second half Christmas draft, I'm taking Last Christmas.
Oh, yep, you perfect play there because that was gonna be my pick, and like if I feel like I got both of those together, it's a little bit unorthodox. It's
Same.
you think it may not work together. They may not work on the floor on the field together, but that's an experiment I was willing to take. So W pick there.
I think they definitely work together. I think that was what I had hoped for. I hoped I was going to get first. I was going to take Last Christmas, or I was going to take All I Want for Christmas Is You, and then you were going to take just some songs that I wasn't sure about, and
What
then
song?
I was going to get.
What do you have on your board
Last
next?
Christmas. No, that's the thing. That's what I was thinking about going into this draft. Is we talk a lot about rap music. We talk about different kinds of, we don't talk about Christmas music. I don't know what your top Christmas songs are. So if you were sleeping on Last Christmas and I was able to get it with that fourth overall pick, oh, I was going to be so happy. But to me, it has a chance to be that 1-1. It doesn't. It can't be, but it could be in my heart. And I'm glad to have it here because it is just a classic. To me, it is my favorite. I would argue it's the best. It's not as big as All Out for Christmas As You is, but it's such a great song. Snake draft here, so I got my next pick. This is a tough one. I really don't know where I'm going with this one yet. I have like a playlist of probably about 20 songs that I'm like, okay, these are the contenders that I could see being in the pool for this draft. And I think I'm gonna go with oh, there's one that I want to take. So I want it, but I don't think I need to take it yet. This one
I got
might be a reach as well, but I'm gonna do this one. I had some scouts. They weren't overseas, but they were down a little south. You feel me? I got Feliz Navidad.
That was a late pick for me. So that's a reach there. That was gonna be like my
Okay.
last pick, bringing in the Mexican culture. So I'm glad you took that there.
I know it feels like a stretch, but like I love it and I had to have it.
Yeah, go get your guy. Go get your guy.
I had to get my guy. The scouts are doing their thing down there in Mexico, and they said this kid, he's got potential. He could put up 20 a game, and we need that alongside Last Christmas.
This is the fucking 5'8" Mexican kid throwing 95 at age 17 that they went down there and found him. So get your guy. Yeah. I didn't know him personally, but yeah. For my number 4 pick here, for the number 4 pick, my number 2 pick, we got Rocking Around the Christmas Tree.
Okay, that's a good one.
That's like if I'm going up to like an ornament or something, and it's one of those animated ornaments. I mean, it's got to play that song for me. I mean, to speak on ornaments, Second Avenue house. I mean, and then now all of our houses, Hallmark ornaments were just such a huge thing, such a big thing. So to bring in another little memory there.
Harry Potter ornaments, NBA players. I had it all. We had it all.
I specifically cars, Brett Favre,
Star Wars. Yeah.
All right, for my next one here, I mean, just another classic. Like I don't think you're beating this team. We got Jingle Bell Rock.
Okay. I'm not mad at that. That's a great pick.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of these picks. You just know what you're getting. We'll worry about chemistry, all that stuff later. You're getting some stars here. So
I love it, and it puts me in a tough position here because you're on to a lot of these classics. You're taking them off the board, so I feel like I have to go with the classic here. As much as I want to go for something else a little bit different, and I'm gonna go with Little Saint Nick by the Beach Boys.
I just looking at that actually. I have the same or a playlist as well that I'm kind of basing this off of, and it's right next to one of my other picks. That was probably that could have been a 5 there. So
okay,
pick.
So that was my 3rd pick, and for my 4th pick, this is one I don't think you're gonna take that one, so I might wait on it. There's one that I really, really want, but I think I can get with the 5. I got a couple here. I definitely think I need to go one more classic, and then I can have fun with my last pick. Not to give away too much of my strategy, but I'm going Santa Claus Is Coming to Town by the Jackson 5.
Yep, that was right on my board there as well. So
it's a classic. I mean, I feel like this is like one of those first songs like as a kid. And the Jackson 5, they did something with that Christmas album.
Yeah, no facts. Killed it. Obviously, Michael Jackson. He's huge in our family. So,
Oh yeah.
and then shout the rest of Jackson Five as
I,
well.
I got
So.
to give a quick story about that, man. When Michael Jackson died, I was at the Second Ave house with our grandma, and she says Michael Jordan died, and I was like, "No, what?"
No,
That
MJ,
language barrier,
MJ died.
that language barrier was hitting harder than ever. I was like, "Oh my God, Michael Jordan, this is the saddest I've ever been." And then I saw it was Michael Jackson,
That was
which is
still an event.
still
Like
tough. Yeah,
CNN,
I
like
remember
I
that.
remember fucking. I was at daycare or something like before school, and like fucking dude, that shit was everywhere. Like yeah,
Yeah,
R.I.P. Michael Jackson. Like I don't even know who like to compare it to, like of who that would be passing at this time. So like that it was just everywhere. All right, moving on. So this would be my 4 or 5 correct.
hmm
Let's go over my roster. We all I want for Christmas is you. Let it or rocking around the Christmas tree. Jingle Bell Rock. I almost let a pick slip there. You can have it. I don't care. Number 4, we got White Christmas. This is
Ooh, okay.
yeah, this is a real classic. This is way back, but I mean, just listening to the track, like man, this may be my best player. Like this, just a beautiful song.
It is a beautiful song. A little bit, slow for me, but it's not bad. It's a great song. I shouldn't say it's not bad.
For my last pick here, we got Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Let's get a fun one in there. I feel like
That is a fun one.
that's the best fun one you could take. Rudolph is a goat. Like Rudolph is literally the LeBron of this generation. So
I don't know. Rudolph's a little nerd, and he got made fun of. So
I mean, he overcame all the odds though, and did it. There's no player built like him. With the red nose, no player built like LeBron. With that body and athleticism. So hey,
pause. Yeah. Yeah. Rudolph. He was born to be a star with that red nose. I mean, they were sleeping on him at first, and then he came up big for his team when they needed him. Santa Claus put him in crunch time, and he delivered.
yep.
He delivered for millions of kids around the world, and for that, he definitely deserves a place in this draft. So I'm glad you took him because I probably was not going to.
Yeah, I was saving it. I was like, if it makes it there, it's gonna be Feliz Navidad. You took that, so I had to.
Okay.
Had
So
to
I
do
see your
it.
strategy now. You're going to go 4 classics and then you're going fun, whether it was Rudolph or Feliz Navidad. You were going to get
Uh-huh.
one of your guys there. I respect that strategy. I wanted Feliz Navidad for the homeland. I had to have it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm in an interesting position here because you didn't go the direction I thought you were going to go for the fun pick. You still went with a classic. And I'm not mad at that. I love classics. Obviously, they're classic for a reason in this case. But it really opens the door for me to take something that's actually fun. And I'll just tell you some of my options I'm considering at this point because you can't take them. So we got Christmas in Harlem by Kanye. I mean, are we going to let that not get drafted? I know it's not a classic. It's not on the same level,
I'll
but
let
to
the
me,
fans decide. You do these other little picks. I know we're a rap podcast, but I came correct. I
you
want
did.
this Christmas playlist playing in Macy's.
No, 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 you did. You came correct. And I saw a pick that I had higher on my board, but I thought was going to fall, and it did fall. And I'm going to get my guy here. And I still think it is a fun one. Mistletoe by Justin Bieber.
Okay, yeah, I like that. I just feel like it's hard to go with something that I like. Christmas in Harlem classic. To us,
To
but
us,
yes,
exactly. That's what I was thinking when I
I
was
want
going
this,
into it.
bitch. I want this in Macy's, Carson's, J.C. Penney, Sears. I want my shit everywhere. So
I agree. And that's ultimately, I think, what I got. But I really wanted Christmas in Harlem.
Ross, TJ Maxx,
I
Marshalls,
feel you. I feel you. I'm with you. But there's so many
Walmart,
newer Christmas songs. Target. There's
Mart,
so many.
IGA,
It's no
Money
longer
Market.
IGA. I was gonna say that. But yeah, there are a lot of classics here. But there's also so many new Christmas songs we got to show a little bit of love to, and that's where I think the playlist is going to come in handy. We got our classics drafted here today. Justin Bieber, he's teetering the line of classic. I don't know if I've given him that status yet. He's been around for a while, but I think I'll give him that title.
Yeah,
But it's close.
yeah. It's
He's
it's more
borderline.
of a fun pick for sure. And I think in 10 years, 20 years down the line, we'll look at it as that. So
I think we will. I think it's been 10 years. It's been 15 years, however
no, I'm
long. And I think,
additional year, additional.
no, I know. I'm just saying, I think he might be getting to that status. But yeah, definitely, if it stands this time, even more. But yeah, the playlist we're going to drop, though, that's where you're going to see some of the newer favorites the Christmas in Harlem's. Chance had a Christmas album. We're gonna get some of that on there. Tyler the Creator,
Bryson Tiller had a
undrafted.
Christmas album.
Bryson Tiller, Outcast, Players Ball, the Christmas mix. I mean, that almost made my draft, but it just doesn't have the same like pop level as these other picks. Casey Musgraves, Present Without a Bow. That one's a banger. Go check out that one. Santa Tell Me by Ariana Grande. I mean, people are doing their thing with Christmas music. I was thinking for a little bit, like, not that it fell off, but people just aren't, doing Christmas music as much. But then at the same time, I think they are, but they just get overshadowed a lot by these
Yeah,
heavy hitters.
Yeah, the classics. It's like it's really hard to compete. That's why I think you need like some amount of years. Like not, I think in rap or music in general, I like a 3 to 5 year like benchmark to consider a song, or I mean a song maybe even a little bit less than that, but an album or a classic. But for these Christmas songs, like it's got to be doing its thing every year for 20-25 years before I'll even consider it that. So I like Mariah Carey. When did All I Want for Christmas Is You come out? Let me check that.
I think like late 90s.
Okay, yeah. See, it's had that mark.
I don't know, but it made its stamp like on day one. You know
Yeah,
what I
like
mean?
you heard that, and yeah, I mean, fuck, it's All I Want for Christmas Is You, 1994. So yeah, we're about at 30 years. So, and I feel like it's a classic. It's a one of one pick. It's a generational type pick. So
It is, and you had to get it with that 1-1. So yeah, I definitely like what you did with your team. I'll recap my team here because I haven't done that. With my first pick, I went Last Christmas, I Wham. With my second pick, I went Feliz Navidad. With my third pick, I went Little Saint Nick by the Beach Boys. With my fourth pick, I went with Santa Claus Is Coming to Town by the Jackson 5. And with my fifth pick, I went Mistletoe by Justin Bieber. I'm happy with my team.
yeah,
We got some
I mean,
vets. We got Justin Bieber in there as our, star rookie that we're gonna take to the championship.
not to diss on the homeland or anything, or but Feliz Navidad at two. My war room, my draft room, we were laughing. We were in tears laughing because that's a guy that we had going undrafted, going 5. So I think ultimately that's a difference. And hey, maybe the followers they love the pick. Maybe he turns out to be a guy, but I mean that I think in my eyes that's where the whole draft changed for us. That's when we knew that this poll is ours. Like we're winning this. So
in like fantasy football when they have little like videos about your players. I saw
yeah,
one. I was going through my roster. We're in the championship, by the way, for the listeners.
yeah,
We
yeah.
haven't talked about fantasy football in a while, but the boys are playing the championship, so it's a big week, 2 weeks, I guess. But yeah, I was going through my roster, looking at my players. Obviously, one player that he's not going anywhere in the lineup, Christian McCaffrey, and there was a video, and it was saying you have a good team if you have Christian McCaffrey by himself, basically. And I was like, that's a very valid point. And I think the same could be said about All I Want for Christmas Is You. Like you might have won based on that one pick.
I mean, but I surrounded it with the correct players. I got the Debo Samuels there, the Brandon Ayuk. So it's my team's a roster. You could say it's due to the 1-1. All I Want for Christmas Is You. But I think if you get that, I'm finding another pick, and I'm going to complete this roster just the same way. So we'll see. And you get 2 picks immediately afterwards. So
That's a valid point. But when there's that one standout player,
all
it's
right,
tough.
all right, we'll let the fans decide, I guess. I mean, and if
We
you
will.
can't overcome it, then shit. Next year you're gonna have one. You can be
Okay. Yeah, we'll see if there's ever another Christmas episode. Like this is too perfect.
Yeah, this is
a
perfect. Yeah,
Monday at Christmas, so maybe I don't know. I forget how days work, but like with leap years and stuff. So
like
maybe in
six,
5 or
five or
6
six
years.
years. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll have another Christmas draft. We'll see. And hopefully there's some other Christmas absolute classics that have dropped by then that are in the draft pool. Otherwise, it's gonna be probably a fairly similar draft, but we'll see when that day comes in half a decade. But yeah, it's obviously a slow week in terms of news and releases and everything like that. We can talk about some of these releases quick. I have personally not given them a listen, but let's just drop them here so you guys know what's came out. We got albums from Conway the Machine and 1-2, WizKid with the EP, Ryan Gosling and Mark Ronson. So yeah, fairly slow week. And then we got singles from Russ, Lotto, Toby Lou, Central C, Megan Thee Stallion, Coda the Friend, Ty Fontaine, Playboy Cardi, Ben dropping. You love to see that. You got Juice WRLD with Eminem and Betty Blanco, Lil TJ, Fabio Foreign, and then you got the Concrete Boys, of course, Lil Yachty, DC2 Trill, Draft Day, Caribou. They did their thing. That's the only one I've heard really.
Yeah, I mean the only one that I really I mean, it's still or the songs just came out yesterday, so usually we have a couple days, so maybe I'll get to it after this. Playboy Cardi, Deep Voice Cardi making another appearance, an enjoyable track. I'm excited for what's to come with him. But yeah, like you said, light news week. This is kind of not really a filler episode, but like the primary focus here is the Christmas draft. So yeah, I mean not much news or anything, so it kind of lined up perfectly. So.
Yeah, obviously, I guess the last thing we can talk about is Kanye and Ty Dolla $ign. It did not come out. The date said December 31st, I believe, on some streaming service. Yeah, I know we're all shocked here. But then it got pushed again to, I believe, like
December 6th. But
January
then and then
January
or
12th, I thought.
January 6th, I thought, or I think it or January 5th, and then I think it got moved back additionally from that. So yeah, it's not a good
It's never gonna come out, right?
Yeah, I mean
Are we
that
just gonna is that what
I've
we're gonna
said
go
that.
on?
Yeah, I've said that since the beginning. So,
I
but
know. I was
and
kind of
maybe
hopeful.
maybe like it's one of those things they're pushing it back, they're mixing mastering it, they're perfecting this shit. So like I just
Let's
that
hope
sounds
so.
so delusional there. But I guess I'd rather have a completely finished and beautiful product if it ever does come. So
I agree. So whatever happens, happens, but not holding my breath. I think you've been saying that for a while. I think I'll finally join you on that. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe one day. It is funny. I just saw a tweet. I sent it to you, and it was the most anticipated albums of 2024. And it's so funny because probably 30% were also on most anticipated for 2023. So
dude.
these people were taking their time.
No, yeah, I mean, for a lot of these though, like I don't know, one that was really, I mean, this is our last episode of the year. One that was, I mean, extremely disappointing was "Don't Be Dumb." Like that was Super Bowl time.
That's the one I was thinking. Yeah,
Yeah, like I mean, J. Cole's never really said too much about the fall off, but I mean, that was supposed to come this year. We were supposed to have a huge year for Metro Boomin with future projects, JID.
hmm
So I mean, yeah, we didn't get a lot of the stuff that like these huge projects. So I mean, maybe 2024 is a fucking amazing year. We'll see. I'm not ever gonna hold my breath anymore. So
I know it has potential though. We'll get into that second episode of the year to kind of give a preview of what's to come. We didn't really have time for our songs of the year, so we're gonna drop a playlist this week, the week that this episode comes out. There won't be an episode attached with it right away, but the following week, on January 1st, New Year's Day, we'll have an episode coming out. That's going to be our rap awards. We did one last year. So taking a look at MVP for the year, most improved, rookie of the year, song of the year, all those different awards. We'll be talking about that as well as we'll kind of give maybe our top 10 songs. But we're going to drop a playlist with our top 25 each, so 50 songs. No repeats, so it'll be 50 unique songs. So it's going to be a good playlist full of hits. Definitely going to want to check that one out. Stay tuned to the Instagram at Second Avenue Pod, and that'll be coming. And then the following week, January 8th, that'll be our most anticipated albums of 2024. Also coming to January, we got album of the month. And hey, I'm going to put the pressure on you here right now. You tell us what the album of the month is. We've talked about an artist, I think, but you tell me what the album's going to be.
we know the artist. It's J. Cole. It's Jermaine. Oh man, put me on the spot here. It's between For Your Eyes Only and 2014 Forest Hills Drive. 2014 Forest Hills Drive gets all of the love, all of the praise. So we're gonna show a lot of love to For Your Eyes Only, a shorter one. And I mean, I hope this encourages all of you to give this album like a true re-listen because that's J. Cole's best album.
We'll talk about that in a couple of weeks. But I'm glad you picked that one because that was my exact logic. Everybody talks about 2014 Forest Hills Drive. Is it my favorite? I don't know. We'll talk about that in a couple of weeks as well. But For Your Eyes Only, elite. So excited to talk about that.
Fucking phenomenal music. We're gonna get into it. I want to get into it right now, right this moment, but we'll get into it. So,
but I do agree. I encourage everybody to give it a listen to get ready for the episode with us. And yeah, I'm excited for everything we got coming in the new year. It's going to be our 2-year anniversary coming up. We've been at this for a minute, so 2024, hopefully, going to be full of good music, full of great episodes. Excited for everything to come.
It will be. We're man. I don't. You gotta hope that you don't gotta hope that it will be because it will be for us. We'll do our part for y'all for sure. So
we will. We'll make it work. We appreciate you guys. Hopefully everybody has a great Christmas, great holidays, whatever you celebrate. And we'll see you guys next year.
Yeah, you guys have great holidays. Peace.
Peace.